Hello everyone. So in this tutorial we are going to discuss about node tools, which is a new feature in Blender 4.0. So basically node tools is nothing but using your geometry nodes in a more destructive way. Till now the way which you were using geometry nodes is like you are going to click new here. So now this geometry node setup is now applied as a modifier here. You can see in the modifier tab we have this geometry nodes modifier, and whatever you are going to do with the nodes here, it's all going to apply as a modifier. From Blender 4.0 onwards, you have this. If you click this option here, you have one more option which is a tool. Once I click this as a tool, the same thing you can do as you were doing till now with the geometry nodes. The difference is that now if you are going to go into edit mode, you can apply this geometry nodes in one click destructively to your mesh. So create a new tool. So now if I go into edit mode, you have this option here which is tool node group asset. So if you are going to click this, it is going to show you all of the tools which you have created here, and you can, if you click that particular tool, it's going to apply all the procedure which you have defined in the node, and it is going to apply to your mesh destructively. The advantage of this tool is that you can create so many nodes depending on your usage. You can create, suppose you are, most of the techniques which you are using in your modeling are very redundant, like suppose let us talk about a circular array. So radial arrays or circular array is not by default present in Blender, so you can create that as a tool, and anytime if you want that object to have a circular array applied to, then you can simply click this option, and you can in a click you are going to have that thing applied, and basically this is going to speed up your modeling workflow. First I'm going to create a circular array modifier here in the geometry nodes as a modifier setup, so that you can instantly see the results whatever I'm applying, and then I'm going to copy this node setup to the tool, and then I will apply that as a tool and to different objects, so that we can understand how you can use that again and again as a tool. So let us create a circular array modifier for this object. So for a circular array, obviously you need a circular object. So let us call a mesh circle. So this is your mesh circle which has a radius of 1 meter, and the number of vertices over this circle is 32. So this is going to be skeleton of our circular array. So on the vertices of this mesh circle, we are going to instance whatever the geometry we are dealing with. So let us call another node which is like instances on points. So these are going to be my points, the mesh circle ones, that is these 32 points, and over these points I want this geometry to be instance like this. So once I plug this into the instance, so whatever geometry I'm going to have in the input, it's going to show it in a circular way. That is the 32 times I'm seeing this cube. Now since the size of this circle is really small, that is 1 meter, and compared to the size of the cube, so the size of the cube is really large, so that is why these cubes are like overlapping. So this is a good example to see that if I'm going to use this as a tool in one click, I may need to change the number of objects on the circular array. So suppose I don't want 32, I may want only 6. So I need to have an option that every time I call this tool, I may want to change these number of objects, that is the number of vertices and the size of this circle. So I may need to put these into the input. So by doing this, later on when I call this modifier as a tool, the number of things whatever you are going to apply as a geometry group input, you can alter that thing in a pop-up which will be visible when I apply this tool. So basically this is the setup for your circular array tool. So now first of all let us copy this whole node setup, and let's go into tool option, and let's delete this and paste this. So this is now all in the tool option. Now this geometry node setup is now going to be used as a tool. So once again I'm going to put this into the input, and now let us delete this object. So now I have this tool. Let's rename this tool to circular array. So let's call this tool as circular array. So this now has been renamed. So let us now call any object. Let us call an icosphere. So to this icosphere, I'm going into edit mode, and then I have this option, and I'm going to press circular array. Oops, all of the thing has gone. And the reason is that because Blender doesn't know that this is going to be a real mesh, because in the output we are putting up the instances and Blender is not taking that as a mesh. So you can click this mode option, you can see that edit mode and the type is mesh. So this instances is still an instance only, it's not a realized. So we need to add one more node which is realize instances. So this will make the geometry real, in the sense it will make it convert it into mesh. So now if I'm going to into edit mode and I'm going to apply circular array, now we are talking. Now we are having this circular array, and as I told you that I have this pop-up here, and the reason why this pop-up is showing is you can click this and I have these two options, vertices and radius, and these are the two things which I plugged it into the input from this mesh circle. So whatever thing you are going to plug into the input, it will be visible to here in the pop-up. So let us undo this and again call that. So you can see that as I am clicking the tool, this geometry is now logged in. I now have nothing in the modifier, so everything is now destructive, that it is going to instantly apply to your mesh. So I can tweak this once by this pop-up, the number of things which I need, number of vertices I want in the circle, or you can say that number of objects in the circular array, and I can control this radius. So once I am out of this, it's totally logged in. Now there is no way that I can go back to the previous stage until I press Ctrl Z, which is not a it's a destructive workflow. So again, now this is a single object. So once again, I can again apply a circular array to this, so that it is creating the previous one as a single object, and I can play with this again and again. I can apply this tool and this way I can go again, and I can increase this again, and like this I can create and some interesting designs using this in no time. In this way you are going to use the tool. So basically it's creating your things in the tool and then using it again and again to really ramp up and speed up your workflow. So this was a general basic introduction to node tools. Hope you might have liked the video. Consider subscribing. Thank you guys.